You're 23 years old and you just signed the offer letter. You don't realize, sitting in that orientation, watching that video, that tonight will be the first night of a 40-year experiment your body never consented to. You get home, screen on, vape in hand, the blue light hitting your retinas at exactly 460 nanometers, the precise wavelength that signals your brain's master clock that it is noon, not evening. Noon. Your melatonin, which should be arriving, doesn't. Your brain, dutifully, obediently, believes the lie the screen is telling it. You sleep at 1 a.m., you wake at 6:30, you tell yourself you're just tired. You are not just tired, you are beginning, tonight, to borrow against something you will spend the rest of your life trying to repay. Ages 23 to 28. 2 hours of screen use at night suppresses melatonin by 55%. You will do this every night for the next 5 years. The sleep you get is not the sleep your body needs. It is shallow, stripped of the slow wave depth where memory consolidates, where tissue repairs, where the brain washes itself clean of the proteins that, left to accumulate, become Alzheimer's markers. You don't know this. You smoke on the walk to your car because the day needs somewhere to go. Friday arrives and you drink, not to celebrate, but to chemically dissolve a week that ground you into something smaller than you started. The bar, the same hollowed-out eyes on different faces. You drink past enjoyment because enjoyment was never really the point. The point is erasure. The point is to not feel for a few hours the specific weight of a life you chose without fully choosing it. Ages 28 to 33. Something has changed in the reward circuitry of your brain, though you won't read the study that explains it. Your D2 dopamine receptors have begun to downregulate. The brain, flooded daily with stimulation from screens and nicotine and alcohol, quietly reducing its own sensitivity to protect itself. The result, everything that used to feel good feels slightly less good. Ordinary evenings feel hollow. Silence feels neurochemically like withdrawal. Your nervous system recalibrated so completely that the absence of input registers as threat. You pick up your phone the moment an uncomfortable feeling approaches. The nicotine is faster. The drink on Wednesday is close enough to the weekend to justify it. You dismiss the Sunday screen time notification and open a beer, 11 hours a day, every day, and the number is going up. Ages 33 to 38. Gray matter is reducing. The research is specific. The prefrontal cortex, the anterior cingulate, the regions governing impulse control and emotional regulation, measurably, visibly thinning on imaging scans of people living exactly the life you are living. The weekends are controlled demolition now. You drink to forget your obligations and you succeed, and Sunday morning arrives with a headache that lives behind your eyes like a tenant who knows you won't evict them. The evenings are screens and smoke and whatever is left in the bottle. Easier than creating, easier than sitting quietly, which surfaces the things the scrolling and drinking and nicotine keep submerged. You have not read a book all the way through in 4 years. You have not been fully present for a conversation in longer than that. Ages 38 to 53. The body stops waiting for a response. Blood pressure, a cough the doctor calls concerning, macular changes, reactive oxygen species accumulating in your retinal cells, the slow degradation of the tissue that lets you see faces clearly, read words, recognize the people you love across a room. Every night of disrupted sleep, your brain's glymphatic system, the mechanism that clears amyloid plaque during deep sleep, has been running at half capacity. One night of poor sleep increases amyloid accumulation by 5%. You have had thousands of poor nights. The 3 a.m. waking arrives and does not leave. The questions it brings are not philosophical. They are, is this it? You reach for your phone. The screen floods the dark room with blue light at 460 nanometers. Your brain dutifully believes it is noon, ages 53 to 63. You watch your children at dinner, on their phones, and feel something you cannot name. Then you remember. You taught them this. You were the first screen they watched, the first adult they saw drink to survive a Sunday. The cough is worse in the mornings. The hangovers last 2 days. The fatigue is no longer background. It is the texture of every hour, the water you move through, the thing you manage instead of the life you meant to live. The last hours. There is no screen bright enough to compete with a window, a morning, a voice you recognize. You are thinking about one afternoon, ordinary, unremarkable. The light through a window at a particular angle, and someone beside you said something that made you laugh. Genuinely, completely, and for a moment you were entirely inside your own life. You are trying to remember if you were looking at your phone. You can't remember. That is the cost. Not the cough, not the blood pressure, not the plaques building quietly in the dark of a brain that was never given enough silence to clean itself. The cost is that the moments were happening and you were somewhere else, bathed in blue light, scrolling toward a feeling that never quite arrived, drinking toward a version of the evening that never quite came, hitting the vape between both. And the moments kept happening without you, and now they are gone, and the room is very quiet, and you are in it, finally, completely, too late. The screen goes dark. The trade was never about the money. It was about the slow, measurable, neurologically documented erosion of a person. One scroll, one drink, one hit at a time, until presence became the one thing you could no longer afford. The question was never whether you could escape, it was whether you were ever really in the room.